Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and we're here back to normal today, because at some point recently you will have seen my July 2025 life update, which obviously is a little bit different to obviously what I usually cover on the channel. So we're back. It's a big finish today actually, with my recap of Dark Gallifrey Master Part 1, which was originally released on the 9th of July 2025, and I'm recording this episode just under a week later on the 15th of July 2025. Now, there is no trailer for it. I really thought there was, so without further ado, here is my recap of Dark Gallifrey Master Part 1. We start off with the Dark Gallifrey theme tune. Someone mentions Phase 1 honesty. Someone corrects someone else. This person mentions Rassilon. Someone receives an indent scan. Someone else mentions the Cardinal Solintra. Someone mentions their relationship with Cardinal Solintra. This person calls out for Cardinal Solintra whilst revealing Cardinal Solintra's full name. Someone reveals her current role as a memory investigator. Someone shows Gamara something. Someone apologises to Gamara. The Mind Shield asks Gamara to sit down. The Mind Shield mentions the 12 phases. Gamara has questions about Cardinal Solintra's death. The Mind Shield asks Gamara to use her as a shield. Gamara mentions a lab whilst meeting people. Someone mentions the TARDIS. Gamara reveals two of the people are cousins. Gamara reveals Borin's nickname. Someone mentions Gallifrey. Someone else mentions the CIA. Someone corrects someone else. The Master is currently disguising himself as an elder. Gamara and the Mind Shield discuss some illegal memory practices. The Mind Shield reminds Gamara of Phase 1's title. The Elder explains who the Vector truly is. The Master nearly exposes himself. The Elder introduces the Vector to the students. Torbin introduces herself to the Vector. The Vector gives Torbin some advice. The Vector corrects the students. Gamara and the Mind Shield disagree over the importance of Gamara being honest. The Mind Shield reveals Gamara is the only survivor. Someone mentions Phase 2 faith. The Mind Shield mentions the psychological wheel of completion. Gamara lists the other students. Gamara and the Mind Shield discuss the Vector. Gamara corrects the Mind Shield. The Vector's TARDIS seems to be crashing. The Vector blames the students for this. One of the students explains what the Vector is planning. The Mind Shield reveals that the Vector died. Gamara mentions Gallifrey. The students believe the Vector attempted to help the TARDIS with his mind. Some of the students are trapped. Someone stabs Borin. One of the students asks for help. Another of the students believes Borin is still alive. Someone gives someone else some first aid advice. Someone believes the Vector is regenerating. The Vector believes he is now a holo reveal. No, I read that wrong and inserted a different word. The Vector reveals he is now a hologram. The Vector gives the students some advice. The Mind Shield asks Gamara questions about the Vector. Gamara believes the Vector saved her and the other students' lives. The Vector gives the students some more advice. Someone updates the other students and the Vector. The Vector mentions neural pathways. One of the students mentions mind agents. One of the students insults another of the students. The Vector questions one of the students' actions. Gamara believes that the Vector was training her and the other students. The Mind Shield corrects Gamara. Gamara mentions fairy tale. Gamara demands that the Mind Shield take off her mask. The Mind Shield agrees to do this. Gamara is surprised by the Mind Shield's appearance. The Mind Shield mentions for a Phase 3 surrender. The Mind Shield asks Gamara about Ozzel's death. Gamara refuses to do this straight away. One of the students updates Gamara. Gamara and one of the students discuss the Vector and trust. Gamara attempts to reassure Cylinder. The Mind Shield reveals why the phases have the titles they do. Gamara reveals that Borin was in love with one of the other students. The Mind Shield mentions President Romana. The Mind Shield informs Gamara that Cylinder is nearby. Gamara reunites with Cylinder. Gamara corrects the Mind Shield. One of the students promises to stay with one of the other students. Someone attempts to reassure Ozzel. Ozzel starts to panic. Ozzel doesn't trust the Vector. Ozzel convinces the injured student to drink something. The Vector gives one of the students some advice. The Vector mentions Cylinder. Borin mentions dimensional damage. Someone mentions a psychic army. The students mention Ozzel, Torlis and Tabreen. The Vector updates the students. The Vector believes his TARDIS and the students are no longer on Gallifrey. The students attempt to reassure Cylinder. The Vector mentions one of his favourite words. Torlis starts panicking. Torlis explains why he is panicking. Torlis insults Ozzel. Torlis corrects the other students. The students confront the Vector. One of the students mentions the Vector currently being a hologram. The Vector compliments his own body. The Vector believes the students that are taking part in an experiment. No, right, let me start again. The Vector believes the students are taking part in an experiment were specifically chosen. I don't know why it took me like 3 or 4 tries to read that sentence. The Mind Shield mentions Phase 4 soul searching. One of the students mentions Torlis. Torlis mentions the Doctor and paradoxes. The Mind Shield reveals how Borin died. Borin notices something. Borin warns Torlis. Borin screams. One of the students mentions Ozzel. Someone corrects Torlis. The students update the Vector. The Vector asks one of the students to repeat something multiple times. The Vector mentions the Doctor as well as his opinion on him. The Vector insults one of the students. The students believe the Vector isn't actually dead. The students decide to make some weapons. The Mind Shield reminds Gamara of this phase's title. The Mind Shield and Gamara discuss Ozzel. One of the other students apologises to Ozzel. Tabreen convinces Ozzel to eat something. Borin and Torlis disagree over the treatment Ozzel is currently receiving. Borin mentions Storm Cage. Borin and Torlis discuss the other students. The Vector mentions Tabreen. Gamara names some of the other students, and the Vector corrects Gamara. And that is my recap of Dark Gallifrey Master Part 1. And Eric Roberts' Master will return in Dark Gallifrey Master Part 2, which releases in August 2025. So fingers crossed this episode releases before Dark Gallifrey Master Part 2 releases. And obviously I'll be recapping that as well as Master Part 3 and the rest of Dark Gallifrey as well. Yes, that's it for this episode. So let me know what you thought of Dark Gallifrey Master Part 1 if you listened to it, my recap if you didn't, put your thoughts on both of those in the comments below, as well as anything else you want to cover in the channel, such as any previews or recaps, put those in the comments below as well. Remember that there are now 2 episodes of the podcast every single day, with the first episode releasing at 11 AM GMT and the second episode releasing at 3 PM GMT, and I will see you in a future episode of the podcast. Goodbye.